Hey guys, we're back. Sorry I've taken so long to get back to it. The university has a limit on how much you can upload, so I have to limit myself as to recording these things. The beginning's pretty boring. It gets into the juicy stuff later on, like the true awesomeness of The Witcher 2.
Stand your ground!
Crap. Why'd I dodge that? Oh my god.
Stand your ground!
I'm being really boring, sorry. Getting back into this Let's Play stuff. I try to talk to myself when I play games to like train myself for this, but it's really kind of unnerving having to just talk constantly and have interesting stuff to say. I hope the quality is okay again. So as a recap, we're breaking down the barrier there so the troops can go in and capture
Storm the tower!
Aryan Lavalette, who's
Who's
up there. We're trying to capture him, take the king's children back that Aryan Lavalette has unlawfully, even though they are I think his woman's bastard children with the king. I don't know why he's defending them. That part's a little unclear to me. Okay, we're going back up here. And we're rejoining full test on the walls. And again, this is 2 days before the current game. Like, so this is just like a recap of what's going on. And the combat's pretty easy. I say that as I died before doing this, but whatever. The combat in this game is really good though. It's like really visceral. I enjoy it a lot. It's improved a lot from when they first shipped the game out. It was way too hard when they first made it. Because like, what happened was the thing... What happened with the combat was the thing where the company making it has played their own game way too much. And they make things overly difficult because it's so easy for them because they've done it so many times. That kind of thing happens a lot, especially with like indie games, because it takes so long for one person to develop it. CD Projekt Red isn't a massive company. Like, this is obviously a big production value game, but it's but like they're not huge, not like EA or LucasArts or anything like that.
Axeman, give me.
Shut up, Dust. And so they largely made their own decisions about what gets put into the game and what doesn't. So it's a good thing and a bad thing sometimes. Come on, fight with me. As a Witcher, you have to dart around the battlefield more. You can't really take any damage. Just stand there tanking. It doesn't work like that. You're a lot of a rogue in this game. Oh god. See, I was just standing there taking that damage and it almost killed me. Alright, there we go. It's because I was getting stabbed in the back. Something this game doesn't do is it doesn't really like explain everything about combat. Like most sandboxy games like this, like they try to explain every detail that's going on because they put a lot of time into making all those details. And this thing you just kind of have to assume it's like what it would be in real life. Just strange, but it makes sense. Like the game, as I've said before, doesn't hold your hand at all.
Desist! Or be put down like the rabid dogs you are!
That's Aryan Lavalette.
Aryan Lavalette.
No, as he said.
This will be no easy task. Surrender, Aryan! You'll be treated with honor!
Go plow yourself, king!
Bury them in arrows! Come on, men! For Temeria!
They're well shielded.
You got a better idea?
I'll try to get inside. It shouldn't be hard if the archers provide cover.
That's the son of Louisa and the old Baron, heir to these lands. He's hot-tempered but good with a sword. Be careful.
I'll try to reason with him.
Cover the Witcher!
Alright, level up from the quest. The other 3 paths are locked. So it's just the Witcher path for now. Let's see. Throw daggers, useless. Vigor regeneration. Vigor is your abilities, what you can block and cast spells with. But vitality, that's health. That's the most important because you want to not die in this game. Funny enough. And you have little health to begin with, so. Alright, give me some cover. Give me some cover. Oh god, they're shooting at me. Cover me. Thank you.
For the Baroness!
I'm not gonna loot their bodies because they don't have a ton of valuable stuff on them. It's generally just a waste of time. Let me go over science really fast. For combat, Ard shoots out like a gust of air, just knocks them unawares. It is the second best spell, I think. The Yrden is a trapping spell. You only use it once in the game. Besides that, it's not really useful unless you're on like a hardcore difficulty or whatever, and the game ends if you die. Igni shoots fire, kind of useless, doesn't do a lot of damage unless you're in the spellcaster path, and that path is really hard to play, so I don't do that. Quen, most useful spell in the game. It shield. Health is very important, obviously, and combat isn't really that possible without it. They've nerfed it several times, but nerfing meaning they lowered the effectiveness of it, but it's still good. And the last one is the Axii. It converts enemies to fight on your side, but I've never really found it that useful because there's a casting time. Alright, and so what's going to happen up here is we're going to confront Aryan Levelette, and this is the first decision in the game. And I'll explain to you when I get to the decision why I make the choice I make. And I know what's coming up, so I've played this part many times.
The famed Geralt of Rivia. You've fallen low, Witcher. Word has it you're one of the best swordsmen in the north. Time to test that rumor.
Alright, so I'm going to choose Surrender and Save Your Men, because Geralt has seen a lot of combat. He knows that the loss of life is generally not good unless there's a greater cause going on. And the Witcher is obviously very effective at combat, and he'd slay all these people easily. And Aryan too, and he doesn't see the loss of life as necessary. He sees the war as stupid, and just a king overusing his power to fight a war that's just basically like his own personal squabble, and there's all these people dying because of it. He'd think negatively about that, and Aryan's just caught in the middle of all these politics. Is the way I see it, and the way I think Geralt would see it too. So he's gonna tell him to surrender and save
Enough
his men.
slaughter. Surrender and Foltest will treat you and your men with honor.
And what guarantee is there that he'll not cut us down to the last?
None.
Foltest defiled my mother. Now he colludes with Nilfgaard.
Sorry.
The king leads an army. You have but a few brave men and your honor. In a minute, you may lose even those. Choose.
Hear that, men? The king sends a Witcher, and we are to surrender, forgetting the very nature of honor and pride. We must choose. Shame or a Witcher's sword. Is that how you would live? Will you bow your heads before Foltest?
Never!
You heard them, Witcher.
Don't be a fool. This is no game. Your men don't need to die. Surrender, the king will show mercy.
My mother has seen enough of this king's mercy.
What'll you do? Throw yourself on my sword? Run?
He made mother a harlot, then denied her before all the realm.
True enough. But no massacre, no misguided heroism will change that. Drop your weapons.
Should anything happen to my mother, I shall find you and kill you.
Avoided the bloodshed there. And then we jump back to present day. For those of you who are just joining us or something. Where he's a prisoner.
Arian Lavalette laid down his sword. Well, well.
Have you spoken to him?
Briefly. Just before they took him off to the torture chamber. The hard luck of a traitor. Continue.
While I remember, what happened to the
This
dragon?
is my least favorite
It
part of the
destroyed
intro.
half the castle. Killed hordes of soldiers and flew off.
It's not
Where?
that fun.
In the general direction of Eden.
To
No, it's
think it
hard.
almost killed us all.
And it's the only time there's an action like this in the game. Is it this specific part?
Arian Lavalette has surrendered the castle. Open up!
And the Baron lives?
Yes, he lives. I'm not spiteful. Open this gate, kneel before your king, and I shall show you mercy.
Looks like we're stuck.
Indeed, and my magic's no good here. The main force down in those boats is going to beat us to town.
Want to head back to the tent? The camp will be nice and empty now. I've had enough for today.
Tempting. Look, the King's Special Forces.
Surprisingly, the writing isn't very good in the beginning. It hugely improves though.
We want to see him!
I think it's a
You
language
doubt
barrier.
my words, dog. Open
Because
the
CD
gate
Projekt
now!
Red is a Swedish company, and I'm pretty sure they originally wrote this game in Swedish and then translated it over. I mean, English is a huge language. They speak it as well, but they're all naturally Swedes. And whenever you see like a developer diary or something like that, they all speak with a really heavy accent. So the game's concepts are written well,
Vernon Roach.
but like the individual
Tell me, Roach.
There's fighting in
conversations
the town.
aren't that
A section
great.
of our forces crossed the river in fishing boats and swarmed the streets, burning, raping, pillaging. The Lavalettes are making a stand near the temple.
What of the Baroness?
Alive and safely tucked away.
Unsoiled, I hope.
As you ordered, sire. She's fine. And beautiful as ever. The children were not with her.
But you know where they are.
In the monastery. But we've yet to penetrate that area.
That's his medallion going off.
Cross, quickly.
And Holy Ball's a dragon! Oh my god. Alright. And get ready for the stupidest part of the game. Not this.
Take
sorry.
cover!
It's
To
the
the
action
hoardings!
scene after this.
Protect the king! Run for the hoarding! I'd give my leg for a heavy crossbow right now.
It's a dragon! I can't believe it!
Marigold, stop admiring it and do something!
Alright.
It's not that
I don't know how to
simple.
avoid the fire in this part.
Before the fruit
Basically
burns
just
my army to
run,
cinder!
kill these guys quickly.
Take cover! To the hoarding!
You don't. You run.
So professional you are.
Alright.
We've got to get to the
They're at
town.
the gate!
We might stand a chance.
Is it true you witches don't have to This one doesn't seem
Do you want me to go over and tell him?
Oh, and they also nerfed the Quen in that your vigor doesn't recharge while the Quen's covering you. Because before you could just turn the Quen on and
Back
just
up!
go for 60 seconds and it'd take a lot to bring it down.
Quickly!
And it was basically just like an invulnerability cheat. Alright. Is it this part that's the stupidest part of the game? I think it is.
Go! I'll manage.
Yeah, it is.
The bridge is burning! Quickly, this way!
Yeah, after this. Alright, hurry up. You're in the way. Yeah, it is this part. Is it this part? I'm not just talking out my ass right now. Okay, so back to the conversation, and then it's the part. Then I'm probably gonna cut the video.
Plowing
I don't know how long
dragon
this
nearly
has been
reversed
going
the course
for.
of the battle.
The fighting should have scared it off.
Forget the dragon. I need to hear how this story ends.
Split up the
You were
monastery.
at my side almost all the time after the bridge collapsed.
Almost. Tell me how you got into the monastery courtyard.
So when's the dragon? I must I didn't do it already, did I? I don't know.
Ha! And they said we couldn't get near the walls. Half a day and the town is taken.
Report! Fighting for the castle continues, and a group of rebels have barricaded themselves inside the monastery.
What of my children?
Likely in the church as well, sire. Fen took a priest to task. Finally mumbled something about a passage neath the walls.
It would take a week to get a battering ram in here.
Axes, sire?
That will also take time. But what other course do we have? This priest. What of him? What of this passage?
I fainted before I could really get going on him. He's under guard below.
You've some work to do, Commander.
Yes, sire. Silas, you look to this door. Fen, come with me.
Witcher,
Your Grace.
I've a mission for you, one suited to your abilities. Vernon can be persuasive, but he's also hot-tempered, at times losing both his self-control and his subject. You must try to find this other passage on your own. Succeed, and you'll be the envy of all Vizima.
Right?
All right.
I'm relying